Guys, just to be aware, I do yap quite a bit in the deck explanation portion of this video, so if you want to skip, I'll put timestamps down below. If not, you can just keep watching it. Yo, what's up, guys? Today I'm gonna be kind of talking about and playing some games with a deck that I think has not got enough sort of attention from the NAIC results, and that is this Mega Absol box deck that Joseph Berg was able to place in the top 512 of NAIC with, and this list is extremely spicy. It's got some tech in here. Obviously the result wasn't like incredible or anything, but I think this deck, like, it has some potential, man, because obviously Mega Absol is a very strong card. It's got 280 HP, first attack, terminal, period. If your opponent's active Pokemon has 6 damage counters on it exactly, they're just straight up KO'd. And Claw of Darkness is another massively powerful attack. 3 energy, 200. Discard a card of your choice from your opponent's hand. That's just incredible agency you have over your opponent's options, because you can obviously remove their best card, and determining the best card is, obviously kind of subjective. So you get a lot of control over the game with this card. And so why hasn't Absol really done anything post-rotation so far? Well, the deck from pre-rotation had a lot of tools that this current version is lacking. First of all, TM Turbo Energize and Arven. Losing both of those cards were really bad for this deck because Mega Absol, obviously you would go into turn 1 Mega Kangaskhan, run errand, draw some cards, attach the Kangaskhan, attach Turbo Energize to Kangaskhan, and you would use Turbo Energize search the deck for 2 basic energy and attach them to a Pokemon, usually Mega Absol. Without Turbo Energize, getting energy into play is a little bit harder. Our current solution is to use Mega Audino EX. 270 HP Mega Pokemon is not like the most incredible statistical profile, but Kaleidowaltz for 1 colorless, flip 3 coins for each heads, you get 2 basic energy out of the deck, and you can attach them anywhere you like. And Ear Force isn't like an awful attack. 3 energy, 20 plus 80 for each energy on the opponent's active. Against a deck like, for example, like, I don't know, Hydrapple or any like Ogerpon Meganium deck, this can actually do some pretty decent damage. It's not like a main attacker or anything, but it's okay. So the reason, basically, before Chaos Rising, the reason this deck was just not very good, this style of Mega Absol build with the Precious Trolley, obviously, to get the full bench, the Petrels and the Transceivers, there's always a concept. The reason it didn't work is because we lost Penny. Now, the loss of Penny was really big for Absol because a big sort of draw to the deck was its flexibility and permanence control. What I mean by that is you have Penny, which can obviously put any basic from your board into your hand. That's how you control your permanence, by messing with damage on your board. You can use it to like reset Monkey Dory's Adrenabrain ability. You can use it to pick up damaged Pokemon. Like if you have a damaged Mega Kangaskhan or Blood Moon or Saluna, you can just pick those up and reuse them. You open bench space as well, which is another big thing. Since Mega Audino takes bench space and we don't have Penny to kind of clean up the bench space, Audino kind of just sits on the board after it uses this attack and never does anything else for you throughout the game. But with Transformation Tome, that has changed. We can use 2 Transformation Tomes at once, switch any basic from our discard pile with a basic in play. So after we use Kaleidowaltz and we have an energy on our Mega Audino, we can simply use Double Tome. We'll get to how it's a little bit easier to get to than you would think. We can Double Tome, switch the Audino with a Pokemon in our discard pile, like say a Monkey Dory, since if we use a Dark for Kaleidowaltz, we can just have a Monkey Dory Dark for just playing the 2 tomes, which is, pretty nice. We can also switch it for Yveltal. Not only is it decent with the free retreat, like it's never a bad Pokemon to start, but Clutch is just a broken attack. It's one of the most broken attacks you can use. And with Petron EX, you can use Subjugating Chains, poison your own Yveltal, use Clutch, and then you can use Adrenabrain to move the poison damage to the opponent and take a ton of multi-prize KOs. You can take like 5-6 prize turns just with Yveltal, Petron, and 1 or 2 Monkey Dories. There are some matchups, like against Raging Bolt specifically, which would otherwise be a terrible matchup because you're relying on all Mega Pokemon. The Yveltal is actually really clutch because okay, no pun intended, but because they have to put Latias in play usually to play the game, and Yveltal can punish that by clutching it a few turns, get it down to like 10 HP, Adrenabrain, KO at mid-turn, and then you can take another KO with like something like Absol or Saluna, and you can basically like just win the game off of 1 clutch attack. Clutch is actually so important in this deck that we don't just play 4 Boss's Orders, but also to replace Counter Catcher in a way, we play 2 Lycia's Appeal, which combos really well with the Evoltal traps, since it switches any basic into the active spot. Most liabilities that we want to trap with Evoltal are basic, like Fez, I'm talking Meowth, Latias. So Licia works for them, and it confuses them. So if they try to attack, like let's say Meowth is trying to use, if it tries to put itself back into your hand, then you can potentially get the Confusion Tails, and you can keep it stuck in play, add more damage onto it, and then finish it off with like Evoltal and Monkey Dory. So the Evoltal, 2 Evoltal is just, it's too important to the deck, and finding win conditions in some matchups. We play the 2 Mega Absol, so main attacker, 2 Mega Kangaskhan, not only for the draw power, but in some matchups it is a pretty good early game attacker. Has a lot of HP, does decent damage. If you get lucky, it can bail you out of bad spots too, so it's well worth it. We have the 1 Psyduck for Pull to Nor specifically, because without the Psyduck, Dragapult has way too easy of a time just going Dusknoir Blow 130 to an Absol, and then they can just easily go for Phantom Dive to KO it. The Psyduck's just great to help in that matchup. It's not foolproof. They can put 60 on the Psyduck and then use their own Monkey to potentially mid-turn KO it and then get Dusknoir access. But it's way, like, the matchup's playable with the Psyduck, which is all that really matters. We have the 1 Latias for mobility, and we have 1 Pecharunt. These are just, you want to play 2 mobility cards, like slot decks play 2 Latias, but we love having access to Pecharunt to build up damage for Evoltal and even Absol sometimes. So we don't need 2 Latias and 1 Pecharunt, and we don't need 2 Pecharunt and 1 Latias, but we always want Latias because there's some matchups like Dragapult where we don't want to bench Pecharunt and we just want Lati in play. So just the 1-1 split feels good. Obviously Pheasantipity for the draw power and potentially Cruel Arrow. It's just the best card in the game. Blood Moon Ursaluna is a nice late game attacker. It's obviously 1 potentially 0 energy attacker in the late game, and that 240 lines up really nice into a lot of Pokemon on the bench. And to finish off the attackers, we have the Moltres with Fighting Wings, 1 of our 2 fire energy, and we have Energy Search as well to find the fires. 110 for 1 energy to an EX, and against Teal Mask Ogerpon, that is a straight 1-shot. Against Genesect EX, this is also a 1-shot, so if you end up playing against any like Metang decks, and next set we'll have Mega Excadrill, this card's actually pretty good against that because it can KO the Genesect as a 1-prizer and swing the prize trade just that little bit more. And the rest of the deck, outside of the Transformation Tomes and 2 special red cards, which is another very underrated buff to the deck, because, you know, Absol obviously synergizes well with cards like Iono from the past, any hand disruption card, because Claw of Darkness can limit your opponent's options even more. So having a special red card that's easily searchable by Petrol, you can definitely make some late game comebacks with this deck. And we have the 4 Petrol and 4 Transceiver, 4 Precious Trolley. We have essentially 9 out to the Trolley directly. Prizing Trolley with this deck, though, I will admit is a massive weakness, because prizing, it just sucks. Like, you basically don't get to play the game if you prize it, or if you go first against a Dragapult deck and they Badoo you and you don't just open the raw Trolley, it can get pretty awkward sometimes, so just be aware of that. We have 2 Lilies of Determination for just that extra supporter out in the early game. It's never bad to shuffle draw 8. I mean, it's the best supporter card outside of boss in the game. Already talked about the 2 Licia's Appeal. 1 Brock Scouting. This is, like, if you draw into it, it's a pretty high value card, and if not, actually, it's not that bad, because we play 2 Prism Tower, the new card from Chaos Rising. We can discard 2 cards from our hand and draw 1 from the top of the deck. This is not only nice for just getting a little bit of extra card draw, because essentially it'll mean we have Run Errand for 2 and Prism Tower. We'll just draw 3 every turn, which is pretty nice. But it also gets rid of dead cards from our hand, like Psyduck in a matchup we don't need it. We can chuck away the Moltres, like chuck away some extra Audino, right? But also, it gets Pokemon in our discard pile, so we can use Transformation Tome to put them onto our board, basically, so we can turn a Audino into something. Because outside of the Prism Towers, we only have 1 Ultra Ball as a way to discard Pokemon, so we also needed that, and drawing cards is a massive bonus as well. We have some text. We have like the 3 Night Stretcher and the 2 Fires to synergize better with the Moltres. 1 Energy Search, so we can find the Fires a little bit easier off of something like the Petrol. We have 1 Energy Switch, always just a good 1-of card in Absol. You'll have it come up a lot. It's just great for getting energies from the monkeys to the Absol or vice versa. Can charge up Pecharunt in 1 turn in the late game sometimes, so you can do like 240 or 300 if Ursaluna is not quite cutting it. It's just a great card. We have the 1 Ultra Ball, obviously, as another ball search / discard. 1 Watchtower to kind of synergize in the late game with special red card to make some comebacks against a deck like Alakazam. This can be very good because we can go Watchtower, turn off the Dunsparces, red card, Claw of Darkness, and hope to make a comeback from there. Then the energy count, 8 dark and 2 fire. We need an energy in the opening hand, and since we can't always use Run Errand on the first turn if we were using Audino, having 10 energy plus Energy Search is an effective 11 energies, so it'll be pretty easy to get that. And we also want to have a lot of energy in the deck, so when we use Kaleidowaltz, we actually, if we get really lucky and flip like 2 or 3 heads, we are then able to, you know, of course, get enough of those energies out of the deck and get them onto our Absols and Monkey Dory. So that's the deck. It's pretty sick, honestly. And today, you know, normally I would just kind of like play the deck in like some casual mode. That's what most people would do, or they'd play on low ladder. No, we are on my main ladder account at 1902 elo, so pretty much at the top of ladder, guys. We are going to be playing this Absol deck at basically top ladder. I'm sorry if we get a lot of Dragapults because shocker, most of top ladder is just Dragapult, but we're gonna be you know, search for a game here, see if we can get a nice setup here with the Absol deck. All right, we did find another game pretty quickly here. My opponent's actually pretty high ranked here. ABC 2311. It looks like some sort of alt account. Yeah, it looks like this is definitely someone's like alt. We'll choose second, obviously, because we have Precious Trolley in our deck. Hopefully we get a game against Dragapult, because I feel like that matchup is going to be more interesting for you guys. We're going to start with the Absol here. We have Trolley, or we have Petrol, which is basically Trolley. And they have Lily's Clefairy, so this might be some sort of slop deck. I doubt it's Dragapult. He just attaches a Psychic and passes, actually. Oh, interesting. So we'll go for the Petrol. Hopefully the Trolley isn't prized. It's not. That's amazing. I don't know what I want to get down here. He starts Clefairy, Psychic Energy, so it's probably not Dragapult. It's probably a slop deck, maybe like Bolt or something. So I think Yveltal is going to be kind of our best friend here if we can get that going. I have Audinos. I have enough energy in the deck for sure. I think what I want to do here is get... We already have Absol, so we want to get, I think, Pecharunt, Yveltal, Kangaskhan, Audino, and then one more Pokemon, maybe a Monkey. Honestly, that seems fine. Because I can, like, kind of force him to not bench Latias, and if he does that, he has no draw engine. So we can go Pech, Yveltal, Kangaskhan, Audino for sure. I don't think I want a second Absol here. I think Monkey Dory is probably the best option. I have Fez and Ursaluna in my hands, so, like... I don't think there's really anything else I would want in this spot. Latias is, like, not great because they play Sob, and I want Pecharunt to get out of Sob locks, too. So this is a pretty solid board state right here. We can go Pecharunt into Yveltal and then just get a Kaleidowaltz off and hope we hit at least one heads. Another thing is there's always that 1 in 8 chance you just hit triple tails and get no energy off of Kaleidowaltz. It's pretty unlikely, but yeah, like, you'll usually get one heads. And that's all I really need. That's a Turbo Energize right there, basically. So we'll go 2 energies on 2. He might play Teal Masks. He might have a Teal Mask style build, but I think I still want the energies on Absol because I can one-shot the Clefairies with it. And if he is bricking, also, yeah, Slop plays Koraidon for the Kangaskhan and I guess the Audino as well. So I don't really want to commit too much to those attackers here. He does bench a Meowth. Which will probably get him something like a Cyrano. Yeah, Cyrano. I'm thinking now that this is Raging Bolt, and if it is, then the Teal Masks are going to be a little annoying to deal with, for sure. And also another good thing about not having Latias in play is that we can just hard retreat off this energy, run Errand, and then still Pecharunt, and we get Night Stretcher access to the energy again. So we're still in a decent spot. This looks like Blitzel's deck by... Yeah, this is definitely Blitzel's deck, considering he did not get any Teal Masks. Do I just die here? If I die here, I mean, he's used his Prime Catcher, actually. That is, like, massive for me. If I can find a boss, I can start Yveltaling very soon on that Latias EX. It looks like he doesn't have the play that I was a little afraid of. So he's just going to go in for, I think, just a 200 damage on the Full Moon Rondo, which is fine. Because we can KO Clefairy, and then now that he's down his Prime Catcher, our win con is just boss clutch for game, kind of. That's what it's looking like, at least. He plays, like, no hand disruption in his deck. I do have to think about this, though. I think just Attach Claw is never bad. right? Because I have the Evoltal combo and Fez and Tomes. Like, I'm so chilling. Yeah, I'm chill to just take this KO. Because if I find one of my 6 outs to a Gust next turn, we have, like, a great play with Clutch. Okay, this is an interesting hand. It might just be the Psychic. Nah, I think it's the Crispin. Because then Crispin can power up his Latias. And that could be annoying. So, I think Crispin's what's going to go here. Yeah, let's go Crispin. He's gonna find another Area 0. I think the Crispin's like a valuable resource to get rid of, because then if he uses one on this next turn, I'm then able to boss Clutch, and he might not have another Crispin to start powering up his Latias. He is down the Prime Catcher, and I am assuming, since it's the Blitzelist, he doesn't play any mobility past that. So we should be pretty safe. And there's that Crispin used. So now he's down 2 Crispin. He doesn't have many outs to Psychic Energy from here. He does get a Fire and a Psychic onto... or Fire in hand, Psychic on the Clefairy. He's gonna run Errand. I think I just need to find Boss, and I'm in a great spot. And also with the Evoltal, because of the way it works, you can retreat, run Errand, and then patch back into the Evoltal and keep the Clutch going. So it's pretty nice. He is going in just with the Full Moon Rondo for knock. He has a Psychic Energy in his hand. Guaranteed. He might have another Crispin by now, but there's no way he can get Latias powered up in 1 turn. So I think I just win with 2 Gusts. I'm going to need like another Transformation Tome though, I think. Okay, Petrol. We should always thin with the Transceiver. How many boss? I have 5 Gusts. I just need to hit one of them. I have Prism Tower that could potentially get me there. I'm committing to the Fez here for sure. I just need to find a boss or Alicia's upheal. We can find Energy Search. Do I whiff here? That would be really bad if I whiffed. We're gonna go run Errand. Please give me a boss or something. We don't get it. That's really bad. Oh my god. Well, in that case, we might just be cooked here. Yeah, this one might be over. Because he just has to fill his bench and play a boss's orders, and then I will lose. I'm gonna Petrol for special red card, actually. Which seems like my only hope to try to buy some time. And Petrol for a special red card. And try to buy some time here. And red card. I don't want him to be able to retreat into Kangaskhan, so I think I'm gonna clutch, actually. I'm gonna clutch with the Yveltal here. And I also build up some damage in case he bosses around it. Yeah. We're gonna go attach, and we're gonna subjugate. And I think I need to just pray that I can buy some time with this. We will go for Clutch onto the Clefairy. This gives me probably the most options next turn. I don't want to leave a Mega in the active, because then he wins with Boss. I'm going to force him to have a little bit more than that. Now, I don't think it's possible for him to get the win this turn. He would need Area 0, 5 Pokemon, and Boss, which is just not happening. But in a 10-card hand, that definitely could have happened. And I knew he had Area 0 and Boss in that past hand. So it's probably better to just play the red card and try to buy some time. He just Full Moon Rondos. That's pretty good. Now, I can lose by him going with Latias to Boss KO Pecharunt. But I feel like if he starts building up the Latias with 2 energy, then I can just double tome away my Pech, which would be pretty nice to get. We can flip the script first and hope. Okay, we don't get it there either. Wow. This is really bad, guys. We have 5 Gusts still in the deck. And we, with Prism Tower, will also get more draw going. We get Alicia, finally. So we can go bench Yveltal, attach. We can Alicia up the Latias EX. And I think we're in a decent spot from here. He cannot win this turn. I don't need to play double tome. And I don't think he plays any hand disruption out of this spot. I don't want to give him Prism Tower either, because that can help him draw out of this potentially. I'm just going for the clutch here. And we have a Dark in hand for Monkey Dory and 2 Night Stretchers. We're actually, just this 10 damage is all I need. I am allowed now to double tome away my Pecharunt if I find Latias specifically, because I will still need mobility to get around a boss. There's Dusk Ball for Meowth. That'll probably get him something like a Crispin to power up his Latias. And if he does get a Crispin down, I do need to respect Psychic plus Boss on this next turn. I do want to keep drawing, though, which is why getting rid of Pech is pretty bad for me. Like, I don't want to get rid of it. But at the end of the day, I like winning more than I like drawing cards. I'm going to look for... I need Latias and a way to discard it. in order to like keep the board stable. I do have 2 petrels in hand, so that could get me some piece of the puzzle. Guess the 2 energy there. I do have to respect, unfortunately, that he might have the game. If we draw a Watchtower, that's not like an incredible draw or anything. We need to retreat and run Aaron before we make any decision. And then we have to subjugate before we play the tomes. For sure. We get red card and boss. That is not cutting it here. So I'm going to have to put Prism Tower in play, it looks like. We're always playing a Petrel this turn. And that would get us an Ultra Ball if I had one in the deck, but I don't, which is not great. I guess it'll just get me a Tome then, because I can always Tome back into Pecharunt potentially. I can like remove it for this turn, wait for him to attack. Maybe that works out for me, question mark. We can use Subjugating Chains to switch back into Yveltal. We can double Transformation Tome our Pecharunt away, so he can't win this turn. I think we want to get Yveltal back in place of Pecharunt. And then I have 2 stretchers in hand. I'm safe to attach the monkey here, right? I'm always going to need to do this. And let's think about this. If I Adrenabrain twice, that does buy me a turn. Almost guaranteed. And I only need 10 on here. Actually, no, that's never correct. I think I want to just leave this poison damage here, honestly. I want to guarantee that I have the damage. So, yeah. And then if he does boss something like my Kangaskhan, I am going to need to find Latias and a Transformation Tome anyways. So, it's just clutch here, for sure. It is pretty rough that we had to do this, but I just don't want to risk losing the game this turn. We have Petrel and a 3rd Tome in hand, so we always have the option of getting Pecharunt back if we need to. We just have to clutch a few more times, and we should be able to win the game here, though, guys. He bosses up my Mega Kangaskhan. We could actually just double Tome it into a 1 retreat cost Pokemon, and we're probably good. Because I'm going to win with Boss Audino, is what I'm thinking. I have Prism Tower. What 1 retreat cost Pokemon would I even want there, though? I do lose to Energy Boss if I make this play, potentially. He still flip heads, though, on Confusion, which is why I'm thinking it's a good play, though. Because he would still need, like, he need Boss Psychic Energy, which I'm just not confident he has in that hand after I sent a Boss to the bottom of the deck. You need Boss Psychic Energy. I'm going to go for Run Aaron first, though, for sure, always. If I get Latias, okay, I don't draw into Latias or... No, I would have just needed to draw Latias there to make that work. We need to turn this Kang into something else. I think I'm turning... Do I turn into Ursaluna? No, I can't turn into Ursaluna. If I use double Tomes now, which I'm going to have to, I can't use Ursaluna, but I'm going to win with Audino. This is what I'm thinking. I'm just going to turn it into Pecharunt, guys. I think that's the best option here. I'm going to have to double Tome for sure anyway. We kind of, I mean, at this point, if he gets Energy Boss and flips heads, I think that's what I have to lose to. I'm not going to lie. And I want to save energy attachments for sure. We have game in hand if we just don't lose to that. So we're going to double Tome into Pecharunt here. And just hope he doesn't have it. That's kind of what we're hoping for. Unfortunately, we're going to subjugate into Yveltal. Now, how else could I lose this game? If I charge up Audino and he has no Pokemon that Audino can knock out, that's another way I could lose, for sure. So that's, you know, not always the greatest thing to have to worry about. I think I just Night Stretcher for a Dark and attach to Pecharunt, though. I think that's probably the safer move. Down all our Petrels. Have red card Watchtower. I could just play the Watchtower, technically, and try to prevent him from using Meowth. That does remove some of his outs to the win. So Night Stretcher for a Dark and get that going on Pecharunt, I think. We do have E-Switch available, I assume. I have this 30 I could move somewhere. I don't think it really matters. I don't think I really want to move it yet, though. So I still have poison damage available. If I go Adrena 30 Clutch, that's 70. Then I just need one. I need to buy 2 more turns. I'll still have the 10 I need guaranteed. No, that's never correct. I would always move 20 and then clutch. So we'll move 20 to the active and clutch. Yeah. This is good. This is good. Then we clutch. Oh no, is that just the bad play. I think I might have just lost the game off of that. If he attaches, flips heads. No, that might have actually just lost me the game. Shoot. No, it'll be okay, because I could just boss clutch a Meowth for a turn and then get more poison damage to build up on Latias. So I think I'm still able to win. It's not over. But I am running low on resources. I don't have as much energy left as I would like, you know? I think he's stacking boss or an energy on top of his deck. He's going to go for the boss for game on Pecharunt EX, probably. So that's obviously not what I want. We're in like a decent spot though. If he just doesn't flip heads, I need, like, if he flips tails, I will win the game, is the thing. So this next turn, I go Adrena 20 clutch, and then I'm guaranteed the mid-turn KO, I think. No, I'm not guaranteed it. I would have to clutch with the benched Yveltal. Okay, yeah, I'd have to patch into the other Yveltal and clutch to guarantee it. Got it. I can probably do that. I'd have to, like, search my deck, though, because I don't know if I have energies left for Pecharunt at that point. I would need to have not prized my 8th Dark, and I would have needed to not prize my 3rd Night Stretcher. And I think I have both in the deck, so it would still technically be possible. I mean, yeah, let's... No, because I want to guarantee I have the win next turn. If I Adrena 30... No, I have to Adrena 20 and clutch. But then if he KOs me, I'm forced to go attach boss clutch. But then I still win with an energy anyways. So I think I'm still in a good spot. I have to just Adrena 20. I cannot do 30. Adrena 20 to Latias, and then clutch. And then just hope he doesn't have game. I'm just hoping he doesn't have game this turn. I don't want to red card him, right? Red card Watchtower is never the play, because I get him into the ciphered resources. I think I'm just going to put the Watchtower in play, though, honestly. I don't have any colorless abilities to worry about. That maybe should have come down sooner, but I'm just going to put it down now to hopefully limit some of his options on the following turn. And now I still have a chance to win if I go... If he does KO my Yveltal, if he flips tails, he loses for sure. If he flips tails, he loses. So we're just hoping he doesn't have energy, boss, and a heads flip. If he gets psychic energy, boss on Petch, flip heads, I will lose. There's the psychic. He might have it, bro. He might have it. If he has boss and flips heads, we will lose the game. If not, we win straight up. So that's what we're hoping for. He's going for the confusion flip on Yveltal. He gets it. So that's fine. I have to go Night Stretcher, boss Meowth clutch. That's what I have to do now. He opens up a bench space for Ursaluna, actually, so I have an even easier win with just Blood Moon. I think no, the win's guaranteed now, right? It has to be. This has to be a guaranteed win. I don't think he can attack with Meowth in one turn. So, I mean, I'm just going to flip the script anyway, get more resources. I have Ursaluna plus Prism Tower in hand. Like, that should be enough. We just go attach, boss Meowth, retreat, and clutch. And I think that's it. We go retreat into, like, Audino, I guess. We subjugate back into Yveltal. We can just bench Ursaluna. No, there's no point in benching Ursaluna now, though. I mean, if I bench Ursaluna and put Prism Tower in play, is there any way that can get punished? I mean, if he doesn't play Disruption, this doesn't get punished, though. And, like, is giving him Watchtower even that bad? He just used a Cipher. Like, giving him, like, Meowth isn't even that bad here. And he probably has, like, AZU in hand. I'm just going to bench Ursaluna and put the Prism Tower in play. He doesn't play Watchtower, bro. I'm saying you don't play Watchtower. And I'm just going to start thinning some dead cards in case I do need to Lily here. Let's go 1, 2. Nah, Psyduck's more useless. We just do that. Draw. Burn the Transceiver. There's no Petrol left in my deck. And we just clutch here. And this should be game over. I don't think there's a way for him to win now unless he plays another switching card, which would be pretty weird because Retreat Lock is not that popular. He would need a switch or an energy switch. No, even if he attacks with Meowth, this game's over, though. Because I have damage, Monkey Dory, Ursaluna boss. So I think I still win. I think this one is over. Yeah, you can see. Yveltal coming in clutch in the slot matchups as it normally does. All right, guys. This guy I've hit him a few more times after, and he's just playing Crustle now to hard counter me. So I put Paldean Tauros in my deck to see if we can maybe play against him and at least have a chance. But if we don't play, it's like a win-win, right? If we play against him, we get the elo back. If we don't play him, then, you know, we actually get to, like, show off the real deck, and we can just discard Tauros with Prism Tower anyway. It is the same guy, So he's probably playing Crustle again, and if he did switch back, I think it'll still be good to play against Slop again, you know? This Tails, if he chooses second, it's a dead giveaway that he's playing Crustle, by the way, because they always choose second. If he chooses first, he chose first when he was playing Slop last time. He did choose first. Interesting. Maybe he's not playing Crustle then. We start Kangaskhan, which is amazing. We'll see if it's Crustle, though, and I have Trolley in hand to... okay, it is Crustle again. We have Paldean Tauros, which is like the Crustle delete button. So, you know, we'll just go for that, I think. That's probably pretty good. We can load up the Tauros. Hopefully he didn't start with Kangaskhan this game. He did start with Kangaskhan. So we load up Kangaskhan first, and then we try to double tome one of our attackers into Tauros, I think. I think that's the play. I did cut the Brock scouting for the Paldean Tauros. You know, that could be somewhat problematic. We'll see. So with this hand, I think I'm always playing the Transceiver. I'm always loading up a ton of energies onto one Mon to try to tome it into the Tauros. I don't think I'm going to win by just going lone like Tauros and stuff, you know. We're going to Transceiver for the Petrol. Do we prize Tauros? Tauros is in the deck. We have 2 fires and only 3 tomes. So we have Trolley. That's all we really need here. We have 4 Petrols in the deck. We should be okay here. Like with the Tauros, this matchup's probably just super free. We'll go Trolley, get Latias, EX, and no, we need too much. I think I'm just gonna get the Tauros, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Get Tauros. We'll get a Monkey and something else. I don't really know. I guess I'll just get an Absol. Why not? I'll get an Absol because I can KO the Kangaskhan with Absol. We'll go run errand. Hope to get an energy. We don't get an energy, so it's just a pass. And we're going to try to build up this Tauros. He has no way to one-shot it at least. So we're not in like a terrible spot because of that. So I think, yeah, because he's trying to cheese me. He knows I'm playing a deck that probably doesn't play the Tauros. So I'm just going to slap it in, bro. Why not? I'm doing whatever I can to win, you know. I am on my main ladder account, and I am on the top of ladder here after all, you know. It's not like I'm going easy on these people or anything. I think I'm going to focus on loading up Absol first, honestly, like, and just go for Tauros after, right? He's going for the Kangaskhan route. Okay. He is just going to Kang me. So I need to get energy ASAP, and I need to get Absol ASAP. All right, it's just a pass. We need to get, okay, we have Petrol for E-Search, but I think... you know, getting... Okay, we have an actual energy. Alicia up a Dwebble plus Kaleido Waltz. Seems pretty good here, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, we can retreat into Audino. Attach. We can Alicia... Or no, we can just boss up Dwebble and then Alicia back the Kang. He probably plays Pokemon Center Lady, but I don't care about that. Like, boss up this Dwebble and Kaleido Waltz. Because then we can Alicia to bring this Kangaskhan back. We do flip only 1 heads, so we only get the, you know, 2 energies. I think we just get both onto Mega Absol here, because we can always Kaleido Waltz again if he starts loading up his Dwebbles. For some reason. And we do have double tome in hand, so hopefully we don't get Aeried. That'd actually be kind of bad if we got hit by the Aerie here. It looks like he's just going for the Kang route, though. I don't think he's overthinking it like that, you know? Yeah, he's going Kangaskhan attach. We do have Alicia's Appeal this turn, which we can use to just bring Kangaskhan up and try to make his life more miserable. Actually, we do top deck an energy. I'm down to just go in on this Kangaskhan. And we can Claw to remove cards from his hand. We'll go here. Confuse. We'll retreat. And I think I'm going to Watchtower as well, just to limit his options even more. And we'll Claw of Darkness right there. We do see he has Jumbo Ice, which I'm going to get rid of probably. Right? He has Zerostic, but if he's Zerostic, I just get rid of, like, red card, boss. Like, I don't need a lot of these cards in hand. Tantrum or Alicia. I feel like these cards are, like, whatever. Yeah, I think the Ice Cream's more important, because then we get a guaranteed, like, 2-shot on this thing. And he's confused as well, so that's always nice. Hopefully he doesn't flip 1 heads. Actually, yeah, if he flips 1 heads, do I lose off of that? Oh, I might just lose if he flips a heads. I just go into Audino again and try to get something powered up. He does top deck Aerie, so my 2 tomes are probably going to the pile here. But that means I know everything else in his hand, because that was definitely a top deck. If he KOs me and he gets for a double tome, though, I can red card him. And with red card and the Watchtower down, that'd probably be a decent situation for me. He does go for the 2 tomes, which, you know, makes sense there. He is loading up a Crustle, it looks like. No, he's attaching to the Kang. He's going for... He needs to flip 2 heads. He needs a head. He needs double heads. There's a... What? 1 in 4 chance this works out. He flips tails on Confusion, so we will KO this Mega Kangaskhan this turn. I would not be surprised if he just concedes the game after this. For sure. And I can get energies onto Paldean Tauros right now. I can Transceiver for another Petrol. Get something like an Energy Search. Get the Fire on it. And then off of the prize cards, I think I have an Energy in there. And we can always just retreat into Kangaskhan and keep drawing. We can get Energy Search with that. And we can get a Fire onto our Paldean Tauros. Do I want to commit that, though, is the question. I think, yeah. I want to get it out. And so in case some tragedy happens where he actually does get the, you know, the KO on my Tauros before I KO his Crustle, it'll be a little easier. I'm going to go to the Energy, I think. It's probably the most valuable resource in his hand. If he Zerosics me, it's not the end of the world in the slightest. Actually, maybe the Lycia is a bigger threat, but I think getting rid of his energies, pressuring those are, like, that's never a bad play. And if he Zerosics me, I don't need, like, any of these cards, like, at all. I'd have to draw 3 good cards off the prizes, and he just scoops. So, I mean, I'm getting counter-decked on top ladder, like, straight up. That's just how broken Absol is, bro. You get counter-decked. We're actually up elo after, playing with Absol today on top ladder. That's kind of crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment or whatever, and yeah, take care. Have a good one. Bye.